Yeah, what's going on, y'all? I told y'all I was gonna do a Fear and Greed Index video. This is officially the sixth episode of my free trading tips series. I did episode 5 back in April, I believe. Go ahead and check that out. Matter of fact, check out the entire series. It'll give you a lot of free game and tips on what you need to do to become an investor, a better investor, and a better trader. All right, I'm gonna say my disclaimer because this video could be very sensitive to people. Listen to the Dreadhead Trader with a grain of black salt. Do your own due diligence. Be your own DD. Be your own designated driver. You cannot trust what I say 100%. Know I have your best interest and I always keep it 100. All right, today is November 25th, 2025. This Fear and Greed Index is at 16. A week ago, disregard this. Just on Friday, literally, it was at 6. 7 and 6 for days. Let's not do the 6-7 thing. I know y'all kids love the stupid trash song, but let's focus on the subject. All right, so the Extreme Fear Index was made in 2012, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. I would say around 2012, 2014-ish. So it's been a decade, let's say 10, 11 years. This was made during the '08 housing market crash. As we all know, that took about 3 years to recover around 2011. And during that time, CNN and the mainstream media wanted to come up with a better way to track the overall market. So this affects specifically stocks, bonds, ETFs, trading options. Cryptocurrency is not included in the CNN Fear Greed Index, but it does react to how the market is either in extreme fear, extreme greed, or even in between. So you have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna do a separate video on the crypto fear and greed index. With that being said, I'm gonna go over the 7 fear and greed indicators that a lot of traders and investors use. I'm just gonna name them. I'm not gonna get into specifics. So we have the market momentum, stock price strength, stock price breadth, put and call options, market volatility, safe haven demand, and junk bond demand. This chart is not chart, oscillator, barometer, whatever you want to call it. It is numbered from 0 to 100. 0 through 24, 25-ish is extreme greed. 25 to around 45 is fear. 45 to around 55 is neutral, right in the middle. 55 to around 75 is greed. 75 all the way down to 100, extreme greed. I'm going to break this down to where literally a kindergartner can understand what I'm saying. Whenever the market is in extreme fear, the entire global economy is dumping all of their assets. They are selling, selling, selling. This is a bad financial thing to do because you are cutting your losses when, as an investor, you're supposed to hold for the long term. People like me felt for this 5 years ago when I was new to trading. Now in my 6th year doing this, I got in this in 2019. I'm doing options trading for 2.5 years. Through trial and error, making and gaining plenty of money. Now I know the 1% rich people like Warren Buffett are going to buy this dip. There's a very famous quote that we all have probably heard as investors, but you did not hear this first sentence. He said, I will tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. In simple context, do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Everybody sold, like I just explained, right? Now, people like me that are experienced, as well as high end traders and the wealthy and the one percenters, are buying the dip. When this hit 6, 7, when it hit 4 in April, matter of fact, especially April when Trump announced the tariff, this is when people started accumulating. And check out my AMD video where I told you I lost 10,000 profit potential because I had bought two AMD contracts, long calls that expire in January 26th. I sold early in June and made a few $100s. If I would have held now, I'll be up probably 10 to 12,000, 6,000 per contract approximately. So I had the right idea. I just sold too early. You can't time the market. But I'm just giving you a perfect example. People are short in the market right now, obviously, but for the long term and the next 6 months to a year and beyond, it's eventually going to be out of this extreme fear zone and it's going to keep moving to the right. Just a year ago, you see it was at 62. It went as high as about 75. What I'm trying to tell y'all, do not be afraid to hold your assets. You do not lose until you sell. It is very biblical. Fear no man but God. You are in fear of other men, the market makers, the mainstream media. A bunch of men control these markets, right? They are creating fear with the food stamps being on pause, with the government shutting down. They're creating fear. So a lot of us that aren't wealthy or they're not even upper class, that are in the lower class, are gonna sell because they need that money to survive. And that's why I always preach, do not invest what you can't afford to lose. If you can't afford to lose, then what are you doing selling right now? You're supposed to buy the dip. And that's the main point I'm trying to show you. I'm going to show y'all what happened last week. This is the SPX, the S&P 500 chart. So you see this big candlestick. Just on Thursday, it went down 103 points. All-time high is 69.20. It dipped all the way down to 65.20. So it went down like 400 points within about the last 2 or 3 weeks, but it took a big nosedive here. I'm going to go back to April because this was an historic, perfect example of why the Fear and Greed Index is necessary. So right down over here, it went down as low as 4,835. Look at the RSI. Look how low this is. It is only at 20. Usually it's between like around 30 to 70. If it goes below that, man, it's just like seeing pocket aces. You got the nut hand. You got to shove it all in, man. You can't be afraid. And even if you don't go all in, I don't advise people to do that. You gotta double, triple down. You really gotta take a risk, man, and just hold on a stock or any type of asset. Of course, it ain't financial advice. All right, so my disclaimer: I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what I've done as a beginner's luck rookie in trading in 2020. In 2020, let's go on down to 2020. This is beginner's luck. I did not know what the hell I was doing. I just so happened to buy this dip on cryptocurrencies and stocks. Tesla, Dogecoin, Ethereum, GameStop. I held. I was not using the Fear Greed Index. I want to say it was below 10 because this was the C19. Gotta watch what I say on this platform. Do not want to get flagged. But by the time it hit 2021, right around here, this is when the market hit extreme greed. And as you can see, it started down here in March 2020 in the red, and it went all the way up to the green all throughout 2021. This is what I'm doing. I'm buying my dip on cryptos and stocks. I'm going to wait until it hits greed to sell anything. Better yet, extreme greed. Please do your own research. I always say in my disclaimer, this is not a 100% accurate type of thing. Think of it as a cheat sheet for a pop quiz, a midterm, a final exam. Now you kids and youngsters do ChatGPT to do your schoolwork to cheat. Think of it as a viable source to give you a significant edge on your investment and trading plan. I'm gonna leave y'all to it. Just go on Google and type in CNN Fear and Greed Index. Read up on it. Watch videos like this about it. I gotta go. Until next time, it's your boy, Train G's with G. I'm out.